Whee! Hello everyone, I'm North Scorpio and we're back. I gotta pull up. Hold up, wait. Back with more Far Cry 4. It's been a week. And that is entirely my fault. It's been more than a week. I didn't stream last Thursday. It wasn't all my fault. Let's get things clear here. Tuesday was kind of my fault. So while I load up the game here, let's talk about things and stuff and things. So, Monday and Tuesday we were having a lot of fun. I was having a lot of fun with Far Cry 4. Thursday I was kind of feeling a little bit funky. So I decided that I would just let the stream go for the day. That's the something that came up. The Saturday stream was great, and I was going into Monday with a lot of enthusiasm and energy. I was pumped up and ready to do this because between Thursday and Saturday I started experimenting. So I was in need of coffee. No, I was trying to get us to what we're at right now. 1080p, 60 FPS, I believe is what I'm at now. Yeah, okay. I was playing around with settings. And I was I moved back to encoding off of the CPU. Since it's been upgraded, I hadn't tried doing that, and when I was looking into settings and stuff, I found that, especially because it's an upgrade, or because of my upgrade, I should actually be able to put out a better quality and higher quality stream at by going off of the encoder for the CPU. So we've switched back to that, and I'm not seeing any huge issues. Another thing that happened was I discovered that I was being stupid and that my specific webcam has issues with putting out a 1080p video. But I also realized I should have known this in the back of my head, and I must have, but I didn't think about this. I was trying to put out a 1080p video for the camera that I then compressed into this small corner. I'm at 480p right now. I might look a little blurry to you, but once we go into the game, it's not gonna matter because I'm this big. And I considered doing a separate feed so that way I could do 1080 on this screen at least. I don't care right now. Right now I just wanted to focus on let's just this. Another thing that I figured out how to do finally is I got credits for the end here in OBS. Now it is using Streamlabs, so if any of you follow me today, I encourage you to follow me because I like seeing people follow me. I'm not good at selling myself. I am a defeatist, and there is no success here, but I imagine that a unhealthy dose of imposter syndrome will properly develop if there ever is any success here. So, gotta stop saying so much. If anybody follows during the stream, the credits should roll with your names as a thank you, because I like the idea of credits. That's been one of the things that I've wanted very early on. I just never sat down to figure out how to implement it. And it's also so that I can, especially if something ever comes of this, interacting with the people in chat that are talking is one thing, thanking people for following or subscribing is not something that I want to keep with, because I've seen it take over channels. That's all. As it's small, it'll probably be something done, and then a final thank you at the end. So let's see how that works. I just need to talk about Monday and then Tuesday. Monday, the ISP was having a intermittent connectivity issue. They were having it was an outage with the ISP, but it got me concerned and confused because I thought it was my settings being bumped up to 60 FPS. So I bumped it back down, and then we're still having that issue, and I got really disheartened because of it. And unfortunately, what led to this led to a downward spiral in my... What is the word that I want? It was a down in my confidence. There it is. My confidence was at an all-time low, which was somewhat saved on Tuesday by my kind of kick into writing. I was doing some writing on Tuesday, so I had no motivation to stream, but I did have some motivation to do some writing stuff, so I figured, why not follow that muse today? That was Tuesday. So I did, and it worked out. I got a decent amount of writing stuff done. Not as much as I would have, because I have probably the worst case ever of guilting myself into doing stuff instead of relaxing. So let's talk about this. I know I'm not the only one. There are so many things that I want to do. I like streaming. It takes up a lot of time, but it's fun. It's enjoyable. I get through games faster, and if people show up and they talk during the stream, I can engage with them. I love it a lot more than interacting with YouTube comments or TikTok comments, just because of the live feel to it. We can have a conversation. I'm slightly delayed, but we can still have a conversation. This does mean, however, that I have less time to work on those other projects that I also want to do. The video series that I would like to make, and I'm very slowly chipping away at for YouTube. The idea I've had recently for a podcast that I don't think I've specifically mentioned that it was a podcast, but I had this beautiful idea before the holidays. And as I started to work on it, it started to come together and flesh out. I got a little bit holiday overloaded, so I didn't work on it too much. And then trying to do TikToks more consistently. I understand that part of the reason that for TikToks taking more effort is because I'm not just looking at what's trending and doing trend stuff. I'm trying to still make it content. By that I mean that I'm putting thought and effort into it. And this comes to the root of things. I get an idea and I overcommit. I put a lot more effort than is necessarily required, and then when I'm trying to relax, I'm also making myself feel guilty because I'm not working on one of these things that are looming. They're above my head, like, hey, I could be doing this. I could be working on my highlight videos. I could be going through and finding stream highlights. I could be working on a script for one of these video series or this podcast. I could be working on video ideas for TikTok. I could be filming or editing TikToks. You feel the chain? I can't sit down and watch a movie or a TV show or a YouTube video or play a game for myself or read a book and enjoy it to the same degree that I used to, because I've got this constant running commentary of shit-talking my laziness. Even if it's not lazy, I'm trying to enjoy and relax so that I can be more productive at another time. It's tasking. I wish my brain would just shut the fuck up sometimes. Now I'm loading into the game. I've made a tiny bit of progress in that I've collected some skins to upgrade some gear. But I haven't done anything else story-wise or any other collection-wise stuff. It was me running around while I was testing the settings to see what won't destroy the computer, but allow us to stream at the higher quality.
Thank you came.
So that's where we're at. And we're good here now. So before we switch over, there's just one last thing I want to talk about. Since we switched to the RPG format, where I am playing role-playing games as sort of my primary focus, I've done my best switching back and forth between a JRPG and a more Western-style RPG. We went from Final Fantasy IX to Fallout 4 to Final Fantasy V, or was it Call of Cthulhu? I don't remember. We've done Call of Cthulhu, which is Western. We've done Cthulhu Saves the World, which was a JRPG. We've done Final Fantasy V. We just finished Octopath Traveler, and before that we finished The Witcher and Kingdoms of Amalur. That was kind of the only overlap because I started Witcher and then I switched to Ys. I have a hankering urge to do Final Fantasy again. So here's what I'm going to be doing. We're going whole hog on this. Once we finish Far Cry 4, I'm going to stream the entire Final Fantasy collection from 1 to 15, maybe. We're going to start with 1. Now I'm going to skip 5 and 9, given that I've already played them and streamed them. Or maybe we will rebroadcast those to give myself a little bit of a break. More thoughts on that later. I've never played 1 or 2. I streamed a little bit of 3 and 8 before, but because I was not fully invested to the schedule at the time, 3 fell out, and 8 I was having a hard time understanding the mechanics, and so that one also fell out. Obviously I've played 4. Obviously I've played 4? No. I have played 4. I have not beaten 4. Typical story. We beat 5. I've played 6. I got to the second world, but I have not beaten 6. I never played 7. I said 8. We beat 9. We really beat 9. I've never played 10. Final Fantasy 11 we'll obviously skip because it's an online game that's very old. I've actually beaten 12, but we will be streaming the Zodiac Age version. And Final Fantasy 13, I made it a ways in. I'm also going to cover the spin-off games or sequels of some of these as well. So it's going to be a long year or 2. But I'm excited to go whole hog into Final Fantasy. I've never used the phrase whole hog before. It's weird. Oh, also, my Unus Annus order finally came in. 1 of 2. I don't really do long sleeve shirts, so this is kind of uncomfortable. But I also feel like I could get used to it. I don't know, it's weird.